Unveiled Secrets, the letter that bound Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho. In the dazzling world of Korean entertainment, where headlines often shine brighter than the stars themselves, there are some stories that remain hidden in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to surface. Today, we uncover one of those stories, a story whispered among fans, speculated in the media, and finally brought to light. A letter. A hidden letter that forever changed the course of two of Korea's brightest stars, Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho. To understand the weight of this letter, we first need to step back into who these two icons really are. Hye Kyo, a name that has long been synonymous with elegance, grace, and timeless beauty. From her early days in Autumn in My Heart to her international breakout in Descendants of the Sun, she has captivated hearts not just in Korea, but around the globe. She represents a generation of actresses who brought Korean drama to the world stage. Then, there's Lee Min-ho, a name that practically defines modern Hallyu. Ever since Boys Over Flowers, his charm and charisma have made him one of Asia's most recognizable leading men. With hits like The Heirs, Legend of the Blue Sea, and The King, Eternal Monarch, he has carried the Hallyu wave to heights few could imagine. Two stars, seemingly walking separate paths, but always orbiting around the same universe of fame, expectations, and destiny. But what if there was more? What if behind the cameras, beyond the flashing lights, there was a connection far deeper than fans ever knew? That's where the story of the hidden letter begins. The origins of this mysterious letter trace back to an event several years ago. Both Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho had attended an international film festival representing Korea on a global stage. Reports at the time mentioned nothing unusual, just two stars, dignified and professional. Yet, those who were close to the event whispered that something unspoken passed between them. A quiet acknowledgement, a subtle exchange, and perhaps the beginning of a story that would remain locked away until now. The letter itself remained hidden for years. Written, some say, by Lee Min-ho. Others argue it was Hye Kyo's words. Either way, it carried a message so personal, so intimate, that it became a turning point in their lives. Sources suggest the letter was not simply about romance, but about understanding, the kind of deep connection that comes when two people, shaped by fame and burdened by public scrutiny, finally find someone who truly understands their struggles. Imagine this, late at night, in the middle of a demanding career, after countless interviews, cameras, and scripts, receiving a letter that speaks directly to your heart. Not scripted, not staged, not meant for the public eye. Just words, honest, raw, and real. For Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho, that letter became the bridge between them. When the letter was finally unveiled, even in fragments, it sent waves through the entertainment world. Fans were stunned. Some were thrilled at the possibility of their favorite stars sharing such a bond. Others were skeptical, questioning whether this was a publicity stunt or an invasion of privacy. But regardless of opinion, one thing was certain: the existence of the letter revealed a side of these two icons that no one had ever truly seen. So what exactly did the letter say? While the full contents remain private, reports suggest themes of encouragement, admiration, and unspoken affection. It wasn't just a letter of friendship, nor was it a full declaration of love. Instead, it lived in that delicate space between, where admiration turns into connection, and connection begins to look like destiny. For Hye Kyo, who has weathered very public relationships and heartbreaks, the letter may have been a rare moment of comfort. For Lee Min-ho, constantly seen as the perfect leading man but rarely allowed to show vulnerability, it may have been his chance to express what he could never say aloud. Together, the letter created an invisible thread, binding them even as their lives carried them in different directions. Now, as this story resurfaced in 2025, the public reaction has been nothing short of explosive. Social media lit up with hashtags pairing their names. Fans began revisiting old interviews, red carpet appearances, and behind-the-scenes footage, looking for hidden signs of their bond. Did Hye Kyo smile a little differently when Lee Min-ho was around? Did Lee Min-ho's words of admiration in past interviews carry a deeper meaning? Suddenly, every moment was under a microscope, reinterpreted through the lens of this hidden letter. But with speculation also comes controversy. Some critics argue that bringing the letter into the spotlight is unfair, that private words should remain private. Others suggest that the timing of its reveal, in a year filled with high-profile drama releases and brand campaigns, may not be accidental. Was the letter truly a personal secret uncovered, or part of a carefully orchestrated narrative designed to stir intrigue? Regardless of motive, one cannot deny the impact. For the first time, fans saw Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min Ho not just as celebrities, but as human beings, people who feel, who confide, and who seek understanding. The letter made them real. And perhaps that's why the story resonates so deeply. Let's imagine for a moment the possibilities. If the bond forged through this letter still exists today, what does that mean for their future? Could there be collaboration on screen, a drama or film that finally unites their talent and chemistry? Or perhaps something even more personal, a friendship, a partnership, maybe even love, hidden from the cameras but alive in their private lives? Industry insiders have already begun speculating. A few have hinted at projects in development that could, by coincidence or by design, bring Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min Ho together. If true, the impact would be enormous. Imagine two of Korea's most iconic stars brought together not just by circumstance, but by a bond that has been quietly nurtured for years. But beyond projects, the deeper story is about resilience and connection. The entertainment industry can be isolating. Fame creates walls, expectations create pressure, and the spotlight leaves little room for vulnerability. In such a world, finding someone who understands, even through a single letter, can change everything. As this story unfolds, fans will continue to debate, analyze, and dream. Was the letter a confession? Was it a lifeline during difficult times? Or was it simply two kindred spirits reaching across the chaos of fame to say, I see you, I understand you? Perhaps we will never know the full truth. But what we do know is this: the letter bound Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min Ho in a way that no script, no role, and no headline ever could. And so, as we look at these two stars in 2025, Song Hye Kyo, the timeless actress whose every role defines a generation, and Lee Min Ho, the enduring heartthrob whose influence spans continents, we see more than just celebrities. We see two lives connected by words, by honesty, by a letter that was never meant to be public, but now belongs to the imagination of millions. Whether the letter was the beginning of love, the renewal of friendship, or simply a fleeting moment of shared humanity, one thing is certain: it has become part of their legacy. A hidden secret, now unveiled, that forever binds Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min Ho in the story of Korean entertainment history. And perhaps that is the power of words. They can shape careers, they can heal hearts, and sometimes they can quietly bind two people together forever. This has been the story of the unveiled letter. A secret no longer hidden, a connection revealed, and a reminder that even in the glittering world of fame, it is often the simplest gestures, like a letter, that leave the deepest mark.